Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow. It is currently about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I just decided to come on and read some news and kind of let you know a little bit about what's going on in the world today. I've been pretty busy with a lot of different things as usual, and it's Thursday. It's almost Friday, and I didn't do a video at all yesterday because I've been pretty caught up. But there's some interesting stuff going on, and I had a couple notes that I wanted to share. Top New York regulator calls crypto an important potential alternative to current financial system, which I think is very telling. There are a lot of people basically in the government and all these different regulatory bodies that are starting to embrace cryptocurrency more now than I think ever before in history, and I think it's only going to continue as we move forward into this next bull market. Linda Lacewell, New York Department of Financial Services Superintendent, considers cryptocurrency an important innovation that deserves support from regulators. I agree. During a recent virtual summit on the evolution of banking hosted by Cato Institute, leading policymakers and experts discuss how regulators can best foster innovations that will benefit consumers through policy. So, quoted, "So I think that cryptocurrency is very important as an innovation and as a potential alternative to some aspects of the financial system. The reason I like it is that it's organic. It's been developed, and over time it has become more sophisticated. When you have the Fidelities of the world coming in, looking for some type of bit license from us, you know that things have really changed. We can't say it's on the fringe anymore," end quote. Since taking over the NYDFS in 2018, Lacewell has made a number of changes to expedite the licensing process for startups looking to break into the crypto space in New York. Now, this is actually a pretty big effort because even when I was working on getting when I was working on getting Crow's Nest going, New York licensing is pretty significant. I mean, because they're pretty much the hub for all things finance, and if New York doesn't allow it, it tends to spread throughout the rest of the country. And so, and getting these licenses in New York is a pretty big and timely and often expensive ordeal. So it's good to know that there are some people that are, they're starting to come around in terms of what's happening in crypto. Former Fed Chair Alan Greenspan says deficit and inflation is worrisome. No kidding. Deficit is out of hand. It's always been out of hand, though. I mean, realistically, well, I don't know how this is very different from, the last 2 decades. Greenspan commented that federal spending is getting increasingly out of hand, with shortfalls for the year at $2.45 billion. Current expenditures far outstripping the U.S. budget. The assessment comes after news that the U.S. federal deficit will likely exceed the total U.S. economy at the beginning of next year. Debt loads have increased substantially as the government has sought to provide relief during the COVID-19 crisis. Greenspan also expressed concern that the growing entitlement needs like Social Security may dwarf current spending. Demand for future payments to these systems will continue to rise, and the former chair worried the needs would be dramatic. I don't even know what to say to that other than the fact that no crap. I mean, that's market wrap. Bitcoin hits 10.4K. Ether balances on exchanges fall to 7-month low. I have my own theory about this. Bitcoin was trending upward before losing momentum, and Ether holders are moving their cryptocurrency off exchanges. Bitcoin trading around 10,284, slipping 0.12% over the previous 24 hours. Bitcoin's 24-hour range has been 10,174 to 10,488. Bitcoin below its 10-day but above 50-day moving averages, a sideways signal for market technicians. Now, this just goes into some TA and some general stats on the market, but the headline is telling. Now, what's happening to this Ethereum? Personally, I think people are moving it off exchanges because they're probably not going to be selling now. B, they could be staking it in these DeFi yield farming efforts, and some people are just not doing much with it. I have some that I play around with, but I'm not even doing anything with mine because the fees are too daggone high. And until that gets situated, I'm going to tell you guys, I am trying my best. I am trying to figure out different things that. I have a developer friend who we work on different projects together, and we're already planning a dApp for the Cardano blockchain. And I don't even really care what it is. I just want to have one of the first dApps on Cardano. And I've said this time and time again. I truly believe that once we start hitting towards the end of this year, Cardano's just going to start taking off. I mean, once Goguen launches, man, and I hate having to say that over and over, but it's pivotal. There are people who I see saying, I've been holding Cardano now for, 3 years, 2 years, or I bought it at 2 cents and this and that. And, I've been really frustrated with the market. What should I do? And now I don't give anybody that advice. I don't tell you what you should do. You should do what's best for you. But overall, I personally am holding because I believe in the foundation of Cardano. I believe in what they're building, and I believe wholeheartedly that they're going to take over the market. Some people say is Polkadot an Ethereum killer? Is Zilliqa an Ethereum killer? What's the big Ethereum killer? Quite frankly, I don't even think Cardano is focused on trying to take out Ethereum in the market. I think its focus is to be the cleanest, most secure, most decentralized, ultimately the grand poobah of all blockchain technology existing today. And I believe that everything it takes out, including Ethereum, is just going to be a side effect of its natural growth. Ethereum seems to be this big blockchain for whatever the latest trend is. It used to be ICOs, now it's DeFi, and every time it gets popular, it starts to crumble. It just can't withstand the popularity of some of these new financial instruments or whatever's being developed on it. And the reality of that situation is it's going to take something like Cardano that, let's face it, the Cardano community is quite large. It's huge. And now that you can stake it and generate more, I just checked my first staking rewards and I was like, wow. And I'm staking on my own node. Obviously, I'm staking on the Crow node. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize I could make that much staking, so and I was quite impressed with it because I honestly wasn't 100% sure what the rewards were going to be once everything was set up, but I'm pretty happy with it. And I have my own goal for how much Cardano I want to have by a certain point. At the end of 2021, into 2022, and even beyond that, for me personally, I'm getting to a point where I want to figure out things that I can do for other people and charge them Cardano instead of Bitcoin. That's just kind of where I'm at. And I when people ask me what should I be doing, I just tell them you need to do what's best for you. I don't know what your financial situation is. I don't know what your risk ratio is or how you feel about investments. I feel comfortable with my mom buying Cardano. I feel comfortable with my neighbors in my neighborhood buying Cardano. I feel comfortable with people I care about buying Cardano and holding it because I believe that Cardano is going to be one of those blockchains in the not so distant future that truly begins to transform the lives of those that have held it for a long time. And it's one of those things where you can't lose hope. You can't lose faith. I just saw comments from from a pretty big wig. I can't remember exactly who it was though. But he was talking about how Cardano has the cleanest code he's ever seen. And I guess Charles had commented on that. And they're not just building some flash in the pan operation. And it's frustrating to a lot of hodlers because they're seeing some of these other projects go, they're coming and going and it looks like other projects are going to beat Cardano to the punch, but I don't really think that's going to be the case. I think this is a matter of the tortoise and the hare. And so I'm just quite confident, and I'm not overly worried at all, really. Ethereum scalability issues exposed as high gas fees stall the DeFi boom. Now, for those of you guys that watch me for quite a while, I've been saying, DeFi, as great as it may be, I actually had a friend, I won't say who, but he sent me $5,000 in Ethereum to basically stake in this little platform. And it's one of these things where it's like you take a 10% hit, and right up front, and then that 10% is distributed to all the holders who have staked before you. And it's kind of like this smart contract based money cycler. And that was maybe a month ago, and I've already made almost a full Ethereum since then. I mean, the yield on that is actually significantly better than my mining rig out in the other room. So, there's something to be said about something like that, especially if it's a certified smart contract with no, loopholes or back doors that, clean everything out. But if that thing lasts forever, it could prove extremely lucrative over a long period of time. And you figure, I think it ended up being somewhere around 8 or 9 Ethereum after that first 10% cut. And then you take another 10% hit when you withdraw everything. So you basically need to stake it and get over a 20% return just to break even. But then after that, everything is profit. And I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of cool. This is kind of fun so long as it's legit. I wouldn't mind having my own kind of platform like that, because if it's clean and there's no nefarious motives behind it, and it's just something that people like to do, and it's kind of a little contract game type thing, more power to you. But the problem is that a lot of these DeFi tokens that are being traded all over the place have recently taken a 50% hit with this pullback of Bitcoin. What does that mean to you? Some of you, it doesn't mean anything, but to me it means I'd rather put my money in something more fundamentally sound rather than try and capture some quick wave of profit that's likely going to suck up everything else I've staked and kick me all out the back door into the alley, dirtied and bloodied. I'm personally not feeling that. I like to focus on the projects of yesterday that have proven themselves over the bear market and continue to develop and separate themselves from the pack. Even niche products or niche projects, I'm very much all about. So we'll just have to wait and see how things transpire. But overall, I've got my eggs in the baskets and I'm holding on to them very, very tightly. Binance puts up $100 million to attract DeFi projects to its new blockchain. Crypto exchange Binance has unveiled a new initiative backed by a $100 million pot to attract would-be developers and projects to its recently unveiled Binance Smart Chain. Oh, man. Participants can garner up $100,000 via the program. The unveiling comes more than a week after Binance launched Smart Chain, billed as a smart contract-focused companion to its existing Binance chain. Based on comments from Binance thus far, the initiative appears focused on fostering work on decentralized finance applications on Binance's smart chain. They're putting up $100 million basically to try and capture some of the DeFi interest that's happening on Ethereum right now. More power to them, but I got to be honest, I don't really care about this Binance smart chain. The thing of it is, because of the power Binance has and the abundance of wealth that these guys have been able to establish, having one of the largest and most profitable exchanges on the interwebs, means that they can do a lot of things like this and almost buy success. So I'm probably going to do a little bit of digging around this Binance Smart Chain for a future video and see how that compares to what's already available and what I see coming. But to each their own. Be safe, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Check out the Crow node real quick. Up to 269, getting closer to 15 million Cardano staked, and estimated blocks in the whole epoch is still 5.1. We've minted 5 blocks since this thing kicked off a few weeks back. I think it's been a few weeks. And things are going pretty strong. Make sure you guys click the links in the description and make sure you follow me or become my friend on SoMe. There's a link in the description. It'll help you out. It helps me out a little bit. I'm loving SoMe, and it's been undergoing a very big, there's been a lot of bugs being fixed and things of that nature. So, and I was a little impatient for a while. I was bugging the devs, like, when is this thing coming back? Because all my groups and a lot of stuff disappeared, and they're like, we've got this whole rollout coming, and we had to kind of pull things back a bit. Now all that's back, and they're getting ready to do some substantial marketing. You know, I'm pretty pumped about it. I've always wanted to become a part of a brand new social media platform from its very, very early days. There's just something about me and like being able to play a role in the growth of something new. And I dig this, and I know what else they have planned. I'm like, this thing's going to blow up. Get in while it's early and start building your friendships, start building your relationships on here, because it'll benefit you financially, my guess, quite a bit as it moves forward throughout the bull market. So that's it for today, guys. I just wanted to say hello, give you guys some crypto news, let you know some thoughts about what's going on, and then get back to your day. The weekend's almost here. Tomorrow is Friday, and you know what that means. For those of you that care, I'm going to Bullseye Inc. to get a little more ink myself, and there is a crow involved, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm actually pretty excited, and my wife is elated. She can't stop talking about it. So we'll see what happens, but you guys will probably see it Friday evening, and I may likely go live. So I will see you guys then. Thanks for joining me. Crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon.